Plus.
Welcome to Cellmates 500 Days of Summer.
30 days of plus.
30 days of
I'm
plus.
leaving after 30 days. I don't know about... You can do the other 570 or 470.
You're leaving me?
Well, I'm
and this
leaving-
is how you're telling me?
I'm leaving this hashtag series.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
We are on day 21.
Yeah.
Though, so we are
We can
nearing...
drink.
We are nearing the end. Oh, well,
21 days old.
it's still too many days.
Oh.
I'm Kate Phillips.
I'm Dick Ward.
And I'm Andy Phillips.
Whoa!
What? When did you get here?
Andy stuck around.
I've been here since Thursday, Dick.
That's,
Did you not?
That is true.
Andy Phillips never left.
It is. Hakuna Matata.
Hey, anyone streaming anything?
Water?
Yeah, I'm having a strawberry basil kombucha brewed with sencha green tea.
Yeah, for those of you who are just listening to 30 Days of Plus, welcome. Andy is brother of the podcast, brother of the Kate,
Yes.
friend of the podcast, repeat guest of the podcast.
Whoa.
Andy, this is your third appearance
You're
on Cellmates podcast.
buy you 100 George Michaels
For
for
$7.
$7.
So welcome. Thanks for being with us.
Thank
Andy,
you.
what are we streaming on Disney Plus? Wait, in our daily unpaid month-long exploration of Disney Plus.
Hey, you got it.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
We
the tag.
are watching Goofy shorts.
Specifically the how-to
How-to.
series seems like the most common nomenclature for it.
The how-to, and these specifically, I think all were sports shorts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So-
they're from the 40s, early 40s, I think, are the ones that we've watched.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are several of them on Disney Plus. I almost said Goofy Plus.
I want Goofy
I would,
that would
I
be
would
great.
pay for that.
I'd pay an extra $5 a month for Goofy
Right?
Plus.
So
I don't
we-
know what it is.
We just watched How to Swim. We watched How to
Train
Shee.
your- how to ski.
How to
Shee.
How to Shee.
Yes.
How to Shee.
Olympic champ.
Yeah.
And fishing. How to
How
fish.
to fishing.
Yes.
How to fishing.
There might be more, but so far Disney's search algorithm is not the strongest.
It is not.
Because
It's a
if you
little
type in
problemy.
Goofy, you get none of these, or maybe one of them.
There's one about him being a knight.
Yeah.
It's
and
a
then
whole thing.
I can't wait until they add the new ones from like the early 2000s.
They might have them on
They
here.
might have them.
Just the search algorithm is not, the bugs aren't worked
It's
out
not
yet.
great. It's working
His
on it.
his how to set up a home theater is pretty
Oh, that'd be
timely.
fun.
Yeah.
Because Bluetooth wasn't invented when it was made. So
Cute.
yeah, all wires all the time.
Yeah, so apparently I did a nominal research on this just to figure out what to call it.
Yep.
Apparently these were parodies of common how-to videos at the time.
Oh.
But it's one of these things where like the parody has long outlived the actual thing it was parodying. So did anyone want to take us through the basic format?
Okay, I'll yeah. There's a narrator who is generally pretty straight, and he's just like, now we're going to see our intrepid athlete do the breaststroke. He doesn't sound like Patrick Stewart at all, but that's apparently where I've gone with this. And then Goofy attempts a breaststroke, and something hilarious happens. He goofs it up.
Swims into
Goose it.
traffic or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And it's great every time.
Goofy is for the most part silent.
Yeah.
I did learn that in How to Ski, it's
She.
the first. They did it is shee-ing. It is the first instance of the Goofy holler, that Yahoo kind of thing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he's mostly silent, which I think makes this extra fun.
He's
that it's
Yeah.
just
silent, and he's got this expression of like calm confidence on
he is
his
unflappable.
serene
Yeah.
confidence.
No
That's-
matter how many literal knots he gets himself into.
Right. It's either worry or like, yeah, no, I got this.
Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
Andy, do you have a favorite of these that we've watched?
How to shee, or for the layman, ski.
I don't understand that joke.
They keep making it. The
I don't-
narrator goes,
I don't either.
or shee-ing, as it's properly
It,
pronounced.
I mean, it may have been a thing from the original. That's
Sure.
like, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like the Scandinavian pronunciation. Yeah. It hit me the most.
Yeah.
How much it just Goofy gets tied up in knots. He's going down a hill. Eventually, he's like head first in a ski going off of a giant hill.
Oh yeah.
His head is in
when
the
you say
shoe.
head first, you mean his head
His
is
head
in
is
the boot.
in the ski boot.
A ski boot. And this reminded me that I thought things like this were possible when I saw these at the ripe old age of 7. So I thought you could like fit your whole body into something smaller than what you could.
You know, we've still got a little bit of weekend left. We'll have to try some stuff.
Yeah, okay.
It's supposed to snow today, so.
Yeah. Kate, what about you?
Oh man, what a good, I like the Olympic one because it did that thing where it shows a bunch of events and then at the end is the decathlon. And so the problem Goofy gets chaos muppeted into is a combination of all the previous sports and like all the problems he had with hurdles and the throwing
hammer throw.
Yeah, I guess so. I got confused because it's shaped like a ball, but it was just a really good like cumulative comedy sketch. So I appreciated that. But I love all of these. It makes me like between this and I haven't seen any like old Donald stuff recently, but like just in general, his DuckTales character, like how did Mickey get to be the one in charge? I don't care about Mickey. Goofy's great. Donald is great. Mickey's like,
Mickey is normcore.
I don't care about Mickey. How did he get to be in charge?
Yeah.
How does he get the statue?
He's the one that 1940s audiences could most identify with. He's like,
they were boring.
He's boring. He kind of sucks.
He's
he whistled
unrepentant
a lot.
animal abuser.
Yeah, people used to whistle a lot more in those days.
Yes.
And anyone that whistled
and
right.
had ears on the top of their head.
Not coming out of the sides of their
Yeah,
head.
like how did kids love Mickey Mouse? Why would you join the Mickey Mouse Club?
I mean, this is a thing that comes up now with like this Mickey turns 90 thing. Like kids asking their parents, like, why am I supposed to like Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Like no one has an answer.
Maybe it was that Mickey was like the entry point. So you're like, oh yeah, I mean like Mickey's sure, but like Goofy's part of this. So like maybe if I stick around long enough, that's kid thinking. I used to think that all the time.
But at the same time, like Kermit is maybe the least eccentric of main Muppets, but like I still like Kermit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's still fun to watch.
But you might not join like a scooter club.
But I might join
Skeeter
a
club.
Skeeter club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not scooter though.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
yeah,
I know a club
though
for sure.
I will say, like maybe it's like maybe it's like in the 20s and 30s, like Mickey was all you could handle, and Goofy was like the extreme. Like it's like, whoa, look, if you've never seen a cartoon before,
true.
you're not ready for Goofy.
That very well could be
like
part
Goofy's
of it.
gonna subvert the expectations, but you haven't even built up the expectations by watching Mickey cartoons yet, so you won't.
I guess animation
your brain is
new
not
in
ready
general.
to understand Goofy yet.
Dick, I want to point out something that we can edit out later.
My God,
the timer is going, but I'm not seeing the actual bars of sound move. Are they moving? Okay.
There you go.
I know you've been having memory issues with your computer, so I didn't know if it just
I have
stopped
difficulty
recording.
remembering.
I just didn't want to record this episode over again.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
Great. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. I'm leaving that in. Not doing editing for 30 days of plus.
That's correct.
You're welcome.
So we're okay. Anything else? Oh, the screen just went black. We were just looking at Goofy and now the screen went black.
What might you pair this with? If you were to say like, hey, watch this with something else.
Yeah. So I mean, let me start by saying something I wouldn't pair it with.
Yes.
I've never watched a Looney Tunes that I've enjoyed.
We'll work on that.
So yeah, no, I would love that. But I think one of the reasons is because it's like all slapstick. And I'm like, I don't care about slapstick. But Goofy sports are all slapstick. And I care deeply about it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to find more. And I'm wondering whether it's like the deadpan, like the irony aspect of like the deadpan narrator with that, or whether it is like the affability of Goofy, whereas I think Looney Tunes characters in general are meaner to each other. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I
Interesting.
just haven't seen the right Looney Tunes, but like,
mean,
I
they're-
love this. I would watch hours of How
they're
to
more
Goofy,
mean.
Yeah.
but I'd never
Donald-
need to watch a Looney Tunes again. So
Donald Duck
it's
could be a
interesting to
Looney
me.
Tune. He's mean to people, like
Yeah.
verbally, more than
Yeah, but you can't really
violent.
tell. You just know he's making noise.
yeah.
Andy, what about you? Did you pair this with anything?
I'm trying to think. The only thing that's coming to mind, just because it's another like serial type thing, is the Max Fleischer Superman cartoons.
Okay.
But that's where the similarities end.
I was waiting for like, Jimmy Olsen learns how
Yeah,
to
Or
gets
learns
in
how
more
to
trouble.
report.
Report. Yeah. Not. I mean, I'm sure there are like how to Looney Tunes or how to other cartoons. I would just like to see the parallels between 1940s Goofy and today Goofy in his shorts. I will say,
So maybe that how to home a set.
how to set up your home entertainment system, but there are more. I think they may
made
have
a
redone
new series.
some of them. Yeah, during
Oh.
the what was it, Mickey's House of Mouse? They had this like on one Saturday morning. They had this. Mickey ran like a nightclub, like that was
Like you do.
A day club.
like you do. No, it was set up like the nightclubs of like the 40s and 50s. So it was more just like, hey, yeah, jazz music. So I'd like to see those paired together. And the animation has held up incredibly well
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
for being
They're all like
almost-
42, 43.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? That's
1,000 years old.
1,000 years old.
Roughly
yeah.
1,000.
Roughly 1,000.
No, that's like almost 80 years old.
yeah. And like modern, I won't get on that tangent.
But the
Animation's
animation
done
holds
well.
up super well.
It is.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's been remastered, but yeah, just the
Yeah.
principles of
Yeah.
the animation are very clear. Like,
Well, and this was also, I assume, because this is like late 30s, early 40s. I assume these were like before films, like these were shown before like movie theater films.
Oh.
They used to show shorts before film.
yeah.
yeah.
So this is probably like restored from like a 35 millimeter print instead of like VHS tape or whatever. you know? So they've got a lot to work with here.
Do you have a pairing, Dick? for
Absolutely.
these?
So for me, I would take. I mean, there's a lot of great educational shorts that like Mystery Science Theater and Riff Tracks have done, where they take an educational short, watch it, and make jokes over it. If you've never seen the format somehow, specifically. I would recommend Spring Fever because it is my favorite. It's about a boy who gets upset at springs and wishes there were no springs. Or a man,
Springs
sorry.
like coils.
Like Coils Springs.
Oh, not
And
like
then he
allergies.
he dreams about a world where there are no springs.
That sounds awesome.
And there's this terrifying spring elf called Springy. Alternatively, the absolute classic Mr. B Natural, who is a woman that is teaching you about band music.
Oh.
And it is horrifying.
Cool.
Yeah.
I did think of another one. And hear me out, because the ones we watched this weekend weren't as good. But there was a sketch on the Nickelodeon show called Kablam that was called Prometheus and Bob. And it's a bunch of shorts. They're like stop motion claymation. And it's this alien who time travels back to caveman time. And he's teaching this caveman how to do things. How to groom himself or how to use a television. And we started watching them this weekend to like try to introduce Dick to them. And like the first 5 were kind of boring. But I remember like busting a gut as a kid to some of them because they're a similar, like the characters only talk in gibberish. And so it's all visual gags. And it's that same kind of cumulative thing because there are like 4 sketches over the timeline of like how to use a TV.
Yeah.
It's from the rah-rah 90s when animation was all a little disturbing.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
Dick
your
is.
Aeon Fluxes and your Maxes and all that stuff.
Yeah. To be clear,
Rugrats.
Dick finds this a little bit nightmare inducing. So
Yes.
just as a disclaimer.
Just a heads up. What were we talking about that was similar to this? I would say like from our childhoods, Home Improvement is a similar, like not
Okay.
Home Improvement the show, but like the Tool Time
Time?
segments where it's like I'm going to build this thing. Ah, it didn't work
Yeah.
out. It's kind of
yeah.
similar to
Al's the
this.
straight
Yeah.
man to
Yeah,
funny man.
I think this was a trope in the 90s,
Yeah.
too. I'm thinking of the Spraguard 2001 episode of Full House that does this as well. That's my favorite episode.
It's a great setup. It's vaudevillian.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm going to set up this thing. I'm goofing
Oh,
it up.
no.
I goof it.
Also, can we just address Goofy has one of the funniest butts on earth?
Oh, yeah. Anytime
Yeah.
he starts butt dancing, it's great.
Yeah.
During the Olympic one, he gets done showing how to sprint and marathon run and walk, and then he just like starts dancing because the narrator tells him to.
Yeah, the
kinda.
narrator gets
But
into it.
he's as happy as can be.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
like, oh, you want me to samba now? Okay, yeah. No, I've been waiting for this. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
have a lot of goodwill for Goofy.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap on day 21.
Fantastic.
That's a wrap.
We are Cellmates Podcast
Yes.
on Twitter, Facebook, at gmail.com. The series is hashtag 30 days of plus PLUS.
Yep.
And
We've only got 9 days left.
oh man,
I'm really gonna miss it.
oh man,
I have the
I don't
tiger.
think I will.
I have the tiger.
I have the leopard.
I have the
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andy, for being here.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Andy.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Plus.